What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ICNV Driversedition, and today I got another hot video for you. Now, unlike the past videos, this one wasn't actually brought up by somebody in the Corvette community, but it came up from a conversation I was having about should you buy a Corvette with a couple people. So I decided to share this information with you. The question is, what do we think about the Corvette E-ray? Well, I think this is an interesting topic because I think it's the bastard child of the Corvette community. Let's talk about it. But before we dive off into this topic, let's go ahead and get the formalities out of the way. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Sho. This is ICNV Driversedition. This is a car community for car enthusiasts that love to drive cars to make you turn your head, that aren't your everyday people movers. But this is also an interactive community, which means if you hit me up on any one of my social media platforms or in the comments below, I will do my best to respond. And if the topic you bring up is interesting enough, just like this one, I may even shoot a video on it. So, back to the conversation. The question has been, what do we think of the Corvette E-ray? And I want to sit there and say this to you. The Corvette E-ray has kind of fallen off a bench, should I say, the bastard child of the Corvette community. Now, I'm not going to lie. Initially, I had higher hopes for the E-ray. I even thought about pursuing one and buying one myself. And honestly, in the backgrounds, I've been looking. And the reason why I've been looking is because I really liked the Acura NSX platform with the V6 and the electric motors. To me, pushing out 575 horsepower, that was amazing. That was a perfect setup. So when the Corvette kind of had rumors that they were going to build a hybrid platform, I actually got interested because I felt like a hybrid version of the Corvette pushing out more power than the Acura NSX is technically what I desired. At least I thought I desired. Or maybe should I say it like this? The concept and the way the cars deliver power isn't too much different. But I will say this to you. For some odd reason, the Corvette E-ray just didn't move me the same. And possibly, or should I say realistically, something about the way they explained it just took the oomph out of it for me. Like, even to this day, I still think about getting the Acura NSX, but I never think about getting the E-ray. And I wonder why that was. And honestly, I think it's because the uncertainty with it, and not to mention, I think Chevy brought it out wrong. Maybe they should have brought it out a different way. Like, maybe it should have came out before the Corvette C8 Z06. And I say this to you because we were looking for something different with the 6.2 V8 engine before the Z06 came out. Many of us thought it was going to be supercharged. So if they'd have sat there and said, hey, we're bringing out this new electric version of the Corvette, and they could have called it the E-ray, I think the Z-ray would have been a better name for it, but that's just me. But if they'd have brought it out before they brought the C8 Z06, just showing that body style, I think it would have got a little bit more draw. Maybe I'm wrong. But again, the Acura NSX was already out there for the public. The Z06 motor was so amazing. It kind of took a lot of thunder away. And now you have something that, to me, is more of a gimmick. And I think that's why a lot of Corvette enthusiasts or Corvette shoppers steer away from it. But is that a good idea? I mean, let's think about it like this. The Corvette E-ray makes 650 horsepower between the gas and the electric motors. The electric motor assist, which that's what it is, pretty much takes over during the 0 to 60, I would say 0 to 100, 120 mile per hour range. So you have a faster car in lower gears. And I think the thing about this was the design of the basic Corvette C8 was so amazing. Many people weren't really looking for extra oomph in the lower gears. We wanted extra oomph in the higher gears. And I think that's what made the Z06 more attractive over the E-ray. And since the E-ray has all this power, technically in a range where 90% of the drivers will actually use it, it makes the car kind of scary. So If you can get to 0 to 60 faster than you can get to a base C8, faster than the Z06, you're actually launching quite hard. It has the same look as the C8 Z06, so you get that wide body stance, but I feel like a lot of people are also scared of the long-term maintenance effect because we're starting to see what's going on with these electric cars and the batteries, and it's very expensive to replace. So when you think about from that aspect too, I think a lot of people stayed away from the E-ray. And because we have so many people avoiding this car, guess what? It might be the time to buy one if you're actually interested in one. If you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the ICNV Driver Edition community. If you hit me up in the comments below or on any one of my social media platforms, I will do my best to respond back. And if the topic is interesting enough, I will make a video on it. So reach out, let's chat. But let's get back to this video. Why do I say this is the time to buy a C8 E-ray? Well, think about it like this. The C8 E-ray is actually turned out to be a bargain. I happened to go shopping for E-ray and started looking, and what I'm starting to realize is it truly is the bastard Corvette. And I hate to say it like that, but let me just rephrase it. It truly is the forgotten Corvette. It's the Corvette that not many people are going out to desire. I hope no one paid over MSRP for this car, because I said it from Jump Street. I don't think this is the car to pay over MSRP for. The request or the production numbers for it, people requesting bills have not been a lot. For 2024, the E-ray made up 3% of the production numbers. And so far for 2025, that number has grown, but that number has grown to 9% of overall production. That 9% I don't really think is a true representation of the marketplace because there are so many E-rays sitting on lots. And if you actually start looking for deals, the E-ray has the biggest discounts. I'm seeing E-rays brand new, and I said again, brand new, being advertised in the 90s. And I think that's actually a good steal for a brand new car with rebates or however they're getting there. But the point is the car isn't moving. You can actually find E-rays on the marketplace and I'm saying the used E-rays in the high 80s, which technically is base price MSRP for a C8 2LT. So you can get more performance, a wider body, a sleeker look, probably some technology that may scare you, but all I'm sitting there saying to you, the car has actually turned out to probably be the biggest bargain on the Corvette community, and people are avoiding it. It's so much of a bargain, I had to start looking at it myself. And I wouldn't be surprised, and I say that again, I wouldn't be surprised if I upgrade to one just because of the deals that they're offering. I mean, honestly, I was looking for more horsepower in the higher ranges, but I really start to believe now with all the modifications and other changes that's being made for the base Corvette C8 that I can find some form of modification. Maybe if I supercharge it, turbocharge it, or something of that nature. Supercharging or pro-charging seems more like something I would consider. With the electric assist functions, I think I would have a beast. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. My biggest concern about doing any of those upgrades has always been once you do that upgrade, you limit yourself to how many locations will actually work on the car. But if you have places in your area that will work on a modified engine or you feel comfortable doing it yourself, I suggest you go for it. It's probably the cheapest way to get more bang for your buck. And just looking at this E-ray, I'm telling you, I'm working out some ideas, putting some thoughts together, because 650 horsepower with the electric and the engine as it stands, and if I can some type of upgrade, maybe putting a Pro Charge on it, or even seeing what Callaway overall ends up offering, because I know they have a nice supercharged packet for the base C8. I'm wondering if they're going to do something for the C8 E-ray platform. I'm probably going to reach out and see what they suggest or what they're working on. But to me, that may overall in the long run make the E-ray more desirable, because if I can put a supercharger on the back like they have with the base Corvette that is giving you more horsepower than the C8 Z06 and more torque, and I can combine that with it, and I can get somewhere around the 800 horsepower range, I think the E-ray may end up being the purchase for me if I want to live with a modded C8. So we're going to see how that goes, but this is how you start to get the mind working and thinking. But I don't want to get sidetracked because everybody didn't come in for modifications. But what I will sit there and say to you is the E-ray has turned out to be the biggest bargain on the Corvette marketplace. So if you're looking for a new Corvette, but you don't want something everybody has, check out the E-ray. The E-ray isn't a bad option, but like I said, a lot of people fear it because it's just new forms of technology. But I will let you go with this one piece before I get you up out of here. And that is, if people are avoiding the E-ray like the plague, and it appears to be that way because there are so many E-rays that have been built, that have gone unsold, and that's why the discounts are so high. What does that mean for Zora? Do you think Zora will have a better presence? Because Zora is supposed to be another hybrid system in a Corvette platform. And if it's based off the C8ZR1 platform, do you believe the C8ZR1 is enough? Or do you believe people will actually go pursue Zora? My thoughts are, if Zora ends up being another electric cis Corvette that doesn't make record astonishing changing numbers, I don't see a lot of people getting it. Honestly, I think a handful of people will get it, which will be probably the ultimate collector's car for the Corvette community. But at the end of the day, I still believe the same thing. Too much technology for a base Corvette enthusiast, and they're going to steer away from it because of fears of repair costs, the car breaking down, and the unknown, especially if it comes to battery replacement. So I think it's going to be a great concept, but I don't think it's going to sell a lot. We could talk about that in another video, but as always, ICNV Driver's Edition. Go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the ICNV Driver's Edition community. This is an interactive community like I stated before, which means if you hit me up in the comments below or any one of my social media platforms, I will do my best to respond. And if the topic you bring up, just like this one, is interesting enough, I will shoot a video on it. But don't forget, this is also a community of car enthusiasts that love to drive cars to make you turn your head, that aren't your everyday people movers. If you feel like that's you, go ahead, lock in, hit that subscribe button, and hang out with your boy. But don't forget that we were all made in his image and given dominion over the world, which means we weren't just meant to be. So chase your dreams, build your visions, never ever give up, and embrace your own identity. It is okay to be unique. He's not done with you, and he's definitely not done with me. So remember, you're more than able and capable of achieving your dreams. So remember to stay humble, stay focused, and stay blessed. And I'll see you in these streets.